Plaquemine Parish Government, December the 14th, 2023 meeting is now called to order at 3:39 p.m. We'll have roll call. Let the record reflect that we have 8 council members present. Reverend Evans is absent. We'll move to the next item. We're going to take all the executive session at the end of the meeting.
Okay.
So we move to item 3.
Proclamations, there are none. 4, status report by the parish president.
This is on?
Not yet, sorry. Okay.
I'm going to let Rennie give us an update on the hearing that we had on Monday regarding the diversion project.
Yeah, I'm mostly going to talk about this in executive session, but just for the public to know, we had a hearing on December 11th in front of the 19th JDC. As most people know, we filed suit in the 25th JDC down here in Plaquemines asking for a preliminary injunction. Basically, we issued a stop work order to stop the diversion, and we're asking the court to affirm that and that our floodplain management regulations are applicable to the Mid-Bataria sediment diversion. We had a hearing set for that at the request of the other party, and we also consented to that. We agreed to push that hearing back to December 28th. That is still on the calendar for the 25th JDC. We will be arguing, the other side filed an exception of venue, an exception of lis pendens just a couple of days ago. So we'll be responding to that. If we're successful and the court declines those, we will move forward on our preliminary injunction down here, basically requiring CPRA to comply with our ordinances. In the 19 JDC, however, we were up there as well. We filed exceptions to venue and a lis pendens as well. Unfortunately, the district court denied those exceptions and went ahead and went forward and issued a preliminary injunction prohibiting us from enforcing our stop work order against the project. And so those issues we will take a writ on and or appeal at the appropriate time. But in the meantime, we're moving forward on our hearing down here on December 28th. So if any council members are interested in attending that hearing, I will shoot an email out this week letting you know the time and date, and you all are welcome to attend.
Thank you. That completed?
Oh, no, that's aspect there. Just want to let us all know that the Highway 11, the lift station, we were going for that grant. We were denied on that, so it's disappointing. So now we'll just have to circle back. I know we've got some funds appropriated, so I guess we need to sit down and see how we want to start at the bridge and work down. We really do need to do something with that lift station there, and before we keep going, because I mean that's a bad situation. We saw it yesterday as we were making our rounds. We did receive a $400,000 grant. Word that we got a $400,000 grant for Safe Streets and Roads this morning, and I was all excited. I'm sitting there thinking, man, hell, we got shoot. Now we have $400,000 to work with, but this is $400,000. It's meant for a study and to identify the problems. So, but fortunately, what that allows us to do, we'll have the ready project on the shelf so that we'll know what we have to do throughout the parish, what the needs are. And so as soon as a project, there's funding for a certain project, we can take the book off the shelf and move forward on it. Arts, Parks, and Recreation, the public, the community, they supported that, and that passed. So we're moving forward with that. We have 3 town halls set up, December the 18th in Braithwaite, December the 20th in Buras, and December the 21st in Bellchase. Basically what these town halls are for, these are fact-finding. What we want to do is allow the public to come in and want to kind of control the situation. where they can come in. They'll have about 3 minutes, 5 minutes at the most to give us their ideas as to what they want and what they think the arts, the parks, and the recreation, what they see, and give suggestions as what they think, what they would want to do. We've had tree lightings in Port Sulphur and in Belle Chase, great events. We have our last one tonight here in Point Lash, very well attended. Last night in Port Sulphur, I attended the one last year, and there was twice as many folks that were in attendance last night. And Belle Chase event was very well attended as well. Great community events, just gives us something to build on in the future. And I know we have a lighting committee that they're starting to get together now for next year. So we want to engage each of the communities. We've got those the light pole ornaments that we have, and they're refurbishing those. So next year, we look to put those up and down the road throughout the parish. That's pretty much it for now.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that report. Merry Christmas to you and your staff.
And Merry Christmas to all of you and your staffs as well. And it really has been a great year. So I think we will be able to continue that and coming here in the future as well.
Not yet, the meeting not over with.
Oh, yeah.
We'll move to the next item, please.
5, bids and advertisements, there are none. 6, beer and liquor licenses.
Please key in if you have any. We'll start, Mr. Conovision, down south.
Elza Marine and Hallware, Highway 23, Venice.
I do, but we good.
Byron T. Marinovich, Black Velvet Oyster Bowl, Highway 23, Burris, Highway 11. Morris Hortz, Exxon 42813, Highway 23, Venice. Hortz Cypress Bowl, 42315, Highway 23, Venice. Venice Marina, 237 Sports Marina Road. Venice Marina, 237 Sports Marina Road. Joshua's Marina, 309 Burris Boat Harbor. Cypress Cove Bar and Grill, 226 Cypress Cove Road. Cypress Cove Marina, 235 Cypress Cove Marina Road, Venice.
Mr. Jurich,
A lot of drinkers in Venice.
Yes, I have 3. I have Belle Chase Exxon, located at 10830 Highway 23, Belle Chase, Louisiana. I have Delta Marina, located at 317 Rosemary Drive, Empire, Louisiana. I also have another one for Delta Marina, located at 317 Rosemary Drive in Empire, Louisiana. That's it.
Ms. McCarty.
I have one from Cooper Ventures for Zydeco Restaurant located at 7010 Highway 23.
Mr. Gooey.
Beat him to the punch there, bro. I have one El Paso Mexican Grill, 8617 Highway 23, Belle Chase.
I have one Dave's Beverage, 7690 Highway 23.
none, Mr. Champagne. What a name with Champagne. Y'all don't drink in District 2?
Go to District 9.
I'll offer.
Wait up, I have some, I have Woodland Plantation, Foster Capel, at 21997 Highway 23, Port Sulphur, Louisiana. I have one for Reverend Edwards, Darrell Dumaine, 542 Point LaHash, Louisiana. And address 18013 Highway 15, Point LaHash. They have another one, KLO Enterprise LLC. That's 8155 Highway 39 Breakaway. I so offered. Seconded by Mr. Konovich. Any comments from the audience? Table, administration, machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
Seven, building permits. 7A, construction permits. 7A1, Harvest Midstream application.
Could we take item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in globo?
Harvest Midstream, application number 2023-778, application date 11/14/23. Install a valve platform on their 8-foot Black Bay pipeline. A marsh buggy will be used to move a shallow draft pontoon to construct the platform south of Quarantine Bay and west of Bayou Tortillo. Councilmember Edwards. Stalt Haven, New Orleans, application number 2023-654, application date 10/4/23. Driving foundation piles, placing concrete, installing new tracks and new rail scale 2444 English Turn Brathway. Crescent Midstream LLC, application number 2023-757, application date 11/7/23, approximately 1,600 inch of new pipeline will be bored via HDD to reconnect the existing 16-inch DN5 Crimson pipeline. There are 3 anomaly sites that will be excavated and repairs made across the river from Venice, around Buras Bayou, and east of Ostraca, south of Bay Denise. Panther Operating Co., application number 2023-479, application date 7/19/23, existing 8-inch Gulf pipeline to be abandoned and remove main pass blocks 77, 76, 75, 71, and 70. Southern Oil of Louisiana, application number 2023-671, application date 10/23/23, install and maintain 6-inch pipeline and a 21-foot by 7-foot platform to serve SL 21864, number 1 well, Brenton Sound area, blocks 30, 31, and 34. Alliance River Properties LLC, application number 2023-120, application date 2/14/23, sand pit and dredge piping, Myrtle Grove, Riverside.
Also 7, please.
Harvest Midstream, application number 2023-777, application date 11/14/23, proposing remediation along their VP pipeline, east side of Chick Harris Bay, east side of Bay Jacques, and east side of Bay Tambor.
And I so offered. Ask for a second.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Schultz. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open.
No, she's right.
And the measure passes 7-4, 1 abstention from District 9. We'll take the next item, item B.
7B, Danny Dormer Camper in FP Zoning District, 109 Suzie Road, Port Sulphur, Louisiana. Councilmember LaFrance.
I so offered. Ask for a second. Seconded by Mr. Konovich. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0. Next item, please.
Live Oak Belchase MHP LLC, Trailer Park Renewal, 11822 Highway 23, Belchase, Louisiana. Councilmember Newsom.
I so often ask for a second.
Second.
Second, we have a motion by Mr. Newsom, seconded by Mr. Jurtich. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0. Next item.
Gaming license permit for the Belchase High School's girls and boys soccer team 50-50 raffle. Councilmember Newsom.
Again, I offer and ask for a second.
We have a motion by Mr. Newsom, seconded by Mr. Jurchich. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Yeah, I want, what is this for? What is the gaming? What is the
This is a gaming permit for a raffle
raffle?
for them to have for the, to raise some money for equipment, some uniforms, and some other, the miscellaneous items they need during the season.
Okay.
Balls and
That's good.
stuff like that.
Blackjack.
A raffle?
It's a raffle. yeah.
Blackjack?
I'm sorry.
Not poker?
No, we're not having a gambling house. No, we're not. We're gonna, just a raffle. Thank
Okay.
you. I apologize. It should.
Any comments from the administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0. We'll move to the next item.
8, introduction of ordinances and resolutions.
We have several. The first ones are for Councilmember LaFrance.
Or should we
Oh,
put that on
Councilmember Schultz.
the Mr. Schultz?
Yes. An ordinance to authorize Plaquemines Parish government to approve a pipeline right-of-way agreement with Tennessee Gas Pipeline Company LLC as guarantee to construct and operate a 36-inch natural gas pipeline over, across, and under land located in Section 30, Township 19 South, Range 26 East, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, and authorize the parish president to execute the pipeline right-of-way agreement and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution confirming the recommendation of the parish president, Keith W. Hinckley, and appointment of Leslie Prest and Robert W. Kimbrough as members of the Metropolitan Human Services District of Directors, representing Plaquemines Parish and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance providing for canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the special election held in the Plaquemines Parish, in the parish of Plaquemines, state of Louisiana, on Saturday, November 18th, 2023, and to promulgate the results thereof. An ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvements plan refurbishing the PPG Water Towers project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to grant temporary easement to Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority for the Grand Bayou Ridge and Marsh Creation Project, BA-0217 on Bureau's Levy District lands and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The next one is for Councilmember Champagne, an ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of a portion of Tract 5-E-1, Belchase Plantation, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as shown on the plat of survey of Cypress Park subdivision, Phase 2C, by Bryant Hammond and Associates, certified by Hugh McCurdy III, PLS, dated November 7, 2023, the owner having fulfilled all the requirements of the subdivision and re-subdivision ordinance of the parish of Plaquemines without cost to the Plaquemines Parish government or the parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. This one is for Councilmember McCarty, an ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvement plan, Joint Emergency Coordination Center, and the Basin 2 Sea Level Rise Mitigation and Resilience Improvement Project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The next two are for Councilmember Newsom, an ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of Lot 10-C1, Jesuit Bend, Section 10, Township 15 South, Range 23 East, Southeastern District of Louisiana, west of the Mississippi River, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, into lots 10-C1A, 10-C1B, and 10-C1C, Jesuit Bend, Section 10, Township 15 South, Range 24 East, Southeastern District of Louisiana, west of the Mississippi River, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as shown on the plan and plat of survey by Dufresne Surveying and Engineering, Inc., dated March 20th, 2023, the owner having fulfilled all the requirements of the subdivision and the re-subdivision ordinance of the parish of Plaquemines, without cost to the Plaquemines Parish government or the parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution appointing the members of the Audit Committee of the Plaquemines Parish Council for the 2024 pursuant to Section 7.08 of Article 7 of the Charter for Local Self-Government, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The next two are for Councilmember Jurasich, an ordinance to authorize the parish president to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the state of Louisiana through the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority for the Bay Adams Ridge Restoration and Marsh Creation Project, BA-0272, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to declare rooms 114 and 115 at the Port Sulphur Government Building located at 28028 Highway 23, Port Sulphur, Louisiana 70083, surplus property, and to authorize the parish president to do all things necessary and proper according to the law to lease said surplus property to a lessee providing banking and financial services to the public, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. And this one is for Councilmember Konovich, an ordinance to enact Section 2-31, Division 1, Article 3, Chapter 2 of the Plaquemines Parish Code of Ordinances, providing for the random drug testing of parish elected officials and unclassified employees, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. That's it.
Thank you.
9, ordinances and resolutions on second reading and final passage. 9A, ordinances and public hearings pursuant to Article 6, Section 601E of the Plaquemines Parish Charter. 6A1 is deferred. 6A2, and
Deferred.
9A1, I'm sorry. 9A2 is deferred.
983. Deferred.
Garrett? 9A4.
I don't know what they're doing.
Do we have to be heard?
On what? I'm sorry, I was talking to him about the diversion suit.
Items 9A, 2, and 3.
982 and 3.
Were they deferred?
Yes.
If they're deferred, there's nothing before the body, so the public comment period doesn't affect.
Okay, thank you.
We'd like to be heard on, we sent a letter on November
Thank
20th.
you. We'll move to item
You
4.
and the entire council with respect to this project. It's been deferred multiple times for no reason at all. It's a good project for the parish. It's going to generate tax revenue. It's going to get traffic off the streets, and you continue to defer this for no reason.
Please remove, we'll move to item 4.
An ordinance to
The
authorize.
only recourse that you're allowing my client is legal recourse. Thank you.
9A4, an ordinance to authorize an act of sale by the parish of Plaquemines to sell certain adjudicated properties by public auction and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
I so offered. Second. Seconded by Mr. Konovich. Any comments from the audience? From the table?
There should be amendments to this, huh?
Oh, sorry.
Offer with changes.
Offer with change.
Okay. So the changes are as follows. On line 2, the parcel numbers 1024050 has been removed. The same thing on line 7, parcel number 1024050 has been removed. On lines 20 and 21, the purchaser is St. Paul Mission Baptist Church, and the bid is now $16,000. On lines 27 and 28, Winnie John Ankar is the purchaser at an amount of $19,200. All the information on parcel 3 has been removed from the ordinance. On the new parcel 3, which is 1250500, the purchaser is Danny Dorner, and the bid is $3,928. On line 56, the interested purchaser is now Danny Dorner, and the bid amount stayed the same. On line 88, which begins section 1, new language is added that states the parish president is hereby authorized to initiate active sales for the aforementioned properties. On line 89, the word below has been removed. And those are all the changes.
Thank you. I offer with changes, seconded by Mr. Conovich. Any comments from the audience? From the table?
I just got one. Go ahead. Yeah, who, I know it was sent an email. Who's doing the adjudicated properties for us again?
Can you say that again? Who's?
Who's doing this for us, the adjudicated?
Oh, E&P Consulting is doing this for us.
Is there any more comment?
We actually did the auctions at at Building 100 on the campus, but the person processing this is E&P Consulting.
Any more comments from the table? Administration, machine's open.
Councilmember Newsom.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And the measure passes unanimously.
5, an ordinance to authorize an act of sale by the parish of Plaquemines to sell certain adjudicated properties and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
We talked about adopting the policy first.
Right.
So what is your wishes?
Go to 9M.
Yes.
9M,
A resolution establishing a policy relative to the Lot Next Door program authorized pursuant to adjudicated property program, Article 6 of Chapter 18 of the Parish Code of Ordinances, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Kotovich.
I'll offer.
we have a motion by Mr. Conovich,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Patty McCarty. You got a blank there? Yeah. Is there any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machine's open. And the measure passes unanimously.
9A5, an ordinance to authorize an act of sale by the parish of Plaquemines to sell certain adjudicated properties and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
I so offered.
There's changes to this also.
Okay.
On the second page, beginning with line 91 through line 104, all the information has been removed from the ordinance. On beginning section 1, lines number 162 and 163, the language that the parish president is hereby authorized to initiate active sales for the aforementioned properties has been added. And in that second sentence, the word below has been removed. And those are all the changes.
I so offered with changes. Seconded by Mr. Conovich. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
9B is deferred. 9C, an ordinance authorizing the acceptance of a donation for the Homeland Security Emergency Preparedness Department and to amend the 2023 General Fund Operating Revenue and Expenditure Budgets, Homeland Security Emergency Preparedness Department, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
I so offered. Seconded by Mr. Schultz. This is a donation from Chevron Oronite to the Homeland Security.
The audience is saying 9N. Can you ask them to fix it?
Yes, could we move to item
Gotta vote on it.
Yeah,
C?
we still need to vote on this.
Okay.
9N?
No, we need to vote on 9C before we,
The audience is seeing 9N.
I'm sorry, I'm having a rough time right now.
No, I was
Yeah.
asking Christian.
Oh, okay.
I see, there we go.
You got it, you did it, you can do it. I'm doing one right now. Finish one.
We good?
getting to it, right?
There we go.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0. Thank you for catching that, Ms. McCarty.
D, an ordinance to amend and as amended readopt the Plaquemines Parish Code of Ordinances, Section 217.
That is going to be withdrawn.
E, an ordinance to amend the 2023 operating revenue and expenditure budgets, various funds, various department, various line items, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto, and this has changes.
On lines 13 and 14, it's now going to read as follows. The 2023 operating revenue and expenditure budgets are amended as shown on the attached PPG proposed manpower operating budget amendments, January through November 2023. And then Section 2 has been completely removed, and the old Section 3 has become the new Section 2.
I so offered with changes. Seconded by Mr. Schultz. Any comments from the audience? Table, administration, machines are open. Ms. McCarty?
Nothing. Oh,
And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
F, an ordinance to amend the 2023 five-year capital improvements plan, various projects, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto, this has changes.
We have a lot of changes. After the first whereas, there's been 3 new whereas sections added, which reads as follows. Whereas a budget appropriation in the amount of $28 million is requested to fund the permanent work from Hurricane Ida, Federal Emergency Management Agency will fund 90%, which totals $25,200,000, and the parish will fund 10%, which totals $2,800,000 from the general fund unreserved undesignated. Whereas a budget appropriation in the amount of $26,432,169.77 is requested for the 2023 saltwater intrusion FEMA, and FEMA will fund 75%, which totals $19,824,127. Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, GOSEP, will fund 12.5%, which totals $3,304,021, and the parish will fund 12.5%, which totals $3,304,021 from the general fund unreserved undesignated. Whereas a budget appropriation in the amount of $200,000 to the road maintenance parish-wide project from the transportation fund unreserved undesignated fund balance. In section 1, the section 1 will now read, the 2023 five-year capital improvement plan is amended by appropriating $28 million to fund the permanent work for Hurricane Ida. Funding sources, $25,200,000 from the FEMA funds, $2,800,000 from the general fund unreserved undesignated funding year 2023. There is a new section 2, which reads as follows. The 2023 five-year capital improvements plan is amended by appropriating $26,432,170 to fund the 2023 saltwater intrusion. Funding sources, $19,824,127 from FEMA, $3,304,021 from Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, GOSAP funds, $3,304,021 from the general fund unreserved undesignated funding year 2023. And the new section 3 reads as follows. The 2023 five-year capital improvements plan is amended by appropriating $200,000 to the road maintenance parish-wide project from the transportation fund unreserved undesignated balance. And the old section 2 now becomes section 4. Those are the changes.
I so offer with changes.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Schultz. Any comments from the audience? From the table, Mr. Newsom?
Is this that money coming from the loans and the DNR? No?
No.
No? Okay.
This is saltwater intrusion. It was a declared state of emergency. FEMA's picking up 75% of the tab. Normally, we would be responsible for a 25% cost share, but the governor agreed to cover 12.5% of our 25%, or I should say half of our 25%. So we're responsible for, to date, only 12.5% of the total cost.
Mr. Konovich?
Did we ask the Corps, since it's their breaks in the levees and them deepening the river, to let them pay the other 12.5?
The Corps has assisted us in providing RO units on the other side of the river, and they've also assisted us, drought assistance, in providing the barging and stuff. I do believe the parish president is having broader conversations about closing those gaps and crevices moving forward, but unfortunately, the Corps is not presently going to cut us a check for any of these expenses to date.
Thank you.
Is there any more comments from the table? Administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
G, a resolution appointing Plaquemines Parish members of the Regional Planning Commission and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
So offered.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Schultz.
Me.
Any comment from the from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open. Dr. Goody, there you go. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
H, an ordinance to amend the 2023 General Fund Operating Expenditure Budget Coastal Resource and Protection Department and the 5-year Capital Improvements Plan Levee Repair Ironton Myrtle Grove Non-Federal Levee Project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
I so offered. Seconded by Mr. Konovich. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Mr. Champagne?
Yeah, let's see, we're pulling $25,000 for a new mower. I mean, where does this number come from? Is this off the state bid list, or is this, is it, we asking for $25,000? Is it an $18,000 mower? I mean, do we have prices? I mean, that's one of the things we've been very good about, is making sure that we ask for funds, that we can justify the funds against an actual cost.
Until
What I would
John,
hate to see, Mr. President, is you actually need $26,000 for the mower to get the proper mower.
that item will be deferred. We'll move to the next item.
I is withdrawn. J, a resolution assigning office space to Plaquemines Parish Legal Department in Room 123 of Building 100 at the Parish Governmental Complex in Belchase, and assigning office space to Civil Service Department in Room 206 of Building 100 at the Parish Governmental Complex in Belchase, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Champagne.
I offer.
We have a motion by Mr. Champagne, seconded by Ms. McCarthy. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0. Next item, please.
Okay, a resolution authorizing the parish president or his designee to negotiate, sign, execute, and enforce the attached lease agreement between the Plaquemines Parish Port Harbor and Terminal District and Plaquemines Parish Government, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Goey.
Offer.
We have a motion by Dr. Gouy, seconded by Mr. Champagne. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
L, an ordinance to declare.
We have a deferral.
9N, a resolution authorizing the parish president to extend the state of emergency for the saltwater wedge intrusion an additional 90-day period if necessary, or until such time as the Plaquemines Council terminates the state of emergency, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
I so offer. Seconded by Ms. McCarthy. You would like to, any comment from the audience? From the table? Just enlighten us with this.
Basically, we're still, in Plaquemines Parish, is still dealing with the saltwater intrusion. Our numbers in Boothville are still, above the 800s to 1200s.
And the President of the United States.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and the President of the United States extended the state of emergency at the federal level for an additional 45 days, so this will give us that additional time.
All right, thank you. Is there any more comments? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Can we please go back to introductions? There was one that I failed to read.
Okay, please. Introduction.
A resolution authorizing and directing the parish president or his designee to conduct a feasibility study on all new trailer parks in District 7 and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. That's for Councilmember LaFrance.
Thank you.
10, approval of the minutes from the November 9th, 2023 regular meeting and the November 13th, 2023 special meeting.
Off. Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Schultz, seconded by Mr. Konovich. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0. Next item.
Suspension.
11, new business. 11A, introduction of resolutions where a suspension is being sought. 11A1, a resolution to provide employees group insurance coverages consisting of medical, vision, dental, and life for the policy period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024 on an employer-employee contributory basis of 80/20 and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
Offer for suspension.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Konovich. Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
A resolution to provide employees group insurance coverages consisting of medical, vision, dental, and life for the policy period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024 on an employer-employee contributory basis of 80/20 and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
And I so offered.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Konovich. Any comments from the audience? From the table? Administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
A resolution to rescind, annul, and set aside Resolution Number 23305, adopted on October 26, 2023, which provided for employee medical, vision, dental, and life insurance on a 72/28 employer-employee contributory basis and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
I offer for suspension. Seconded by Mr. Schultz. Any comments from the audience, from the table? Administration, machines open for suspension. And it passes unanimously, 8-0.
A resolution to rescind, annul, and set aside Resolution Number 23305, adopted on October 26, 2023, which provided for employee medical, vision, dental, and life insurance on a 72/28 employer-employee contributory basis and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
I so offered. Seconded by Mr. Schultz. Any comments from the audience, from the table? Administration, machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0. Next item.
3, a resolution to authorize the parish president to enter into a lease agreement with the Office of Motor Vehicles and to assign office space located in room number 202 at the Port Sulphur Public Right-of-Way building to the Office of Motor Vehicles, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
Offer for suspension.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. McCarty. Any comments from the audience? The table, administration, machines are open.
Oh, sorry. Verbal, yes?
Mr. Durkin? Yes. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
A resolution to authorize the parish president to enter into a lease agreement with the Office of Motor Vehicles and to assign office space located in room number 202 at the Port Sulphur Public Right-of-Way Building to the Office of Motor Vehicles, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
I so offered. Seconded by Ms. McCarty. Any comments from the audience, from the table, administration? Machines are open. And the measure passes unanimously, 8-0.
B, District 7 update. Councilmember LaFrance.
Yes, no one gave us an update on the water. I think we had a couple water leaks, or, because Belchase Middle had to go, leave to go home, and also Boothville, Elementary. Anybody have a report?
Yeah, there was a Boothville, was Monday or Tuesday morning, I'm not sure which morning, but there was a mainline break actually at the Boothville water plant under one of where the RO units were staged. It was a mess. They did manage to patch that leak today. Hopefully this afternoon or tomorrow, they're starting to put those units back in play. That set us back a little bit with Port Sulphur to do the switch over from generator electrical power to permanent shore power. But Port Sulphur leak should be fixed at this point, or that's the last I heard a little bit ago. Jesuit Bend, right next to the Dollar General, was either a 16 or a 20-inch main. That was a serious break. That's what shut down the middle school this morning. They're on that. They're excavating. They know the problem, and they're on it.
Anticipation that it's gonna be fixed by today, or are we gonna have school Belchase Middle tomorrow? or we don't know?
I'm waiting on that report.
I heard it was already fixed.
Okay, I will confirm that here.
And so we are still having water problems.
Yes, we're still feeling the effects of the drought, and I may have voiced concerns in the past about the ground was so dry for so long. Once we start getting rain, who knows what that's gonna cause? Hard to say, but yes, we still are experiencing some problems.
Yeah, so that's,
And the line that failed in Boothville, Venice, this week, is a line that's 50-plus years old. So we're dealing with that, so, yeah.
Mr. President, I know I just introduced a resolution to establish a committee to look into the feasibility of these new trailer parks. But I want the council members to realize that we still having water issues, and I'll be glad to help with participation in this committee on coming up with rules and regulations, because my district is being bombarded. It being bombarded, and also my community, they're also upset with this being sent. And speaking to Mr. Conover, he said there was 3 of them that was in the newspaper. It's changing our quality of life. There are some parents, to send their kids to the store and without any hesitation. Now, the children, if there's anyone in the parking lot that's sitting in the parking lot, do not go to school, so it's changing. And there's other issues that's coming up. And,
Is he a local?
no,
Okay.
yeah. And, but there's a lot of issues yeah. So, and, I know he think he's the only one that I moved on. There are other trailer parks. Believe me, there are other trailer parks, people that like to move forward, but at least they come sit down and I explain to them their situation, what's going on. But anyway, I don't want to say too much, but anyway, Merry Christmas to our fellow board members and also to our administration. I appreciated this year of being your chair. I hope we continue on and conducting our meeting and make it smoother. Every year, we hopefully that it make it smoother and smoother. And I look forward to y'all. And don't be surprised I come knock on your door to come get my highball. With that being said, oh, okay. Y'all better say something. I look, I might have had a highball already. We'll move to the executive session.
Discussion of litigation in accordance with LRS 421782 of the Parish of Plaquemines versus Riverwood Production Company Incorporated, Chevron USA Incorporated, ExxonMobil Corporation, ConocoPhillips Company, and the estate of William G. Heelis and Graham Royalty Ltd., docket number 60989, Division A, 25th Judicial District Court, Parish of Plaquemines, State of Louisiana, along with any and all cases related to the coastal zone litigation. Attorney Brandon Taylor. Discussion of litigation in accordance with LRS 421782 of Plaquemines Parish Government versus Coastal Restoration and Protection Authority, docket number 68526, Division B, 25th Judicial District Court, Parish of Plaquemines, State of Louisiana, Attorney Joseph McReynolds and Rennie S. Burris II. Discussion of litigation in accordance with LRS 421782 of Coastal Restoration and Protection Authority versus Plaquemines Parish Government, the Plaquemines Parish Council, and Keith W. Hinckley in his capacity as Plaquemines Parish President, docket number 741068, Division M, 27, 19th Judicial District Court, Parish of East Baton Rouge, State of Louisiana, Attorney Joseph McReynolds and Rennie S. Burris II. Discussion of litigation in accordance with LRS 421782 of Clean Tank Solutions LLC versus Plaquemines Parish Government, docket number 67345, Division A, 25th Judicial District Court, Parish of Plaquemines, State of Louisiana, Attorney Jacques Tozet and Jimmy Castex. Discussion pursuant to LRS 421782 for the purpose of receiving attorney-client privilege information regarding potential prospective litigation after formal written demand related to Paul Waters' claims related to the 2022 saltwater intrusion emergency. Attorney Jacques Tozet, Councilmember LaFrance.
I so offered. Seconded by Mr. Konovich. Machine's open. And the measure passes unanimously 8-0. We will go into executive session at 4:31 p.m. We'll return from executive session at 6:15 p.m. No binding or final decision was made in executive session. We would like to move to item 9. Is it 8? 8.
The first introduction that we have is a resolution on behalf of Councilmember LaFrance, a resolution concerning approval of partial settlement of the following litigation as to specific and limited defendants and authorizing the parish president to do all things necessary and proper to carry out said partial settlements recommended by legal counsel. The next one is for Councilmember Jurisic, an ordinance to repeal ordinance numbers 1452, 2317, and 23139, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. And those are the two intros.
Okay, we'll move to, let's see. Did we did the minutes? We did the minutes. Entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a motion by Mr. Konovich, seconded by Mr. Jurisic. Machine's open. And the measure passes 6-4, 2 against.
Y'all stay here.
We'll have adjournment at
You gonna stay overnight?
6:17 p.m.